Well, here we are again, another Sunday night. Hope everyone's 4th of July was nice and safe, and hopefully it wasn't too chaotic where you lived. Lived? Why did I say that in past tense? Where you live. Unless, of course, you died overnight. Very possible. Especially around here at Stream Your Own Adventure. I'm your host, Matt. Couldn't pay for transitions better than that. Um, Welcome to another show. I am, of course, enjoying an adult beverage because I'm an adult. Um, let's see. As always, if you're new around here, where the hell have you been? But most importantly, welcome. What we do here is very simple. I take a choose your own adventure novel from our childhood, yes, that one, and I read it, and you guys, the audience, will choose our next step in the adventure. So, a poll will come up on the old chat over there, and you decide, and then I keep reading it. And of course, if we die, we enjoy a nice alcoholic adult beverage. As always, I encourage you to play the home game. It's a lot of fun, but I also encourage responsibility. Definitely do that. I'm going to do something here that I just noticed, and I apologize for the motion sickness, potential motion sickness. All right. Oh, still more to be poured. All right. Before we get underway, as always, cheers. Things are moving. That is a tasty beverage. So, tonight's adventure is something that's been cracking me up for days. Um, it's the it's the lost it's the lost jewels of Nabooti. That's right, I said Nabooti. If I'm not mistaken, this book was eventually re-released, because I believe it was released somewhere around 1980, if not late 79, early 80. It was re-released under the name simply The Lost Jewels. I can't imagine why they dropped Nabooti. That's a big old beyond me, but whatever. Also, if tonight is weird, it's a full moon. Putting that out there. Uh, so if you start growing hair in places you never had it before, or suddenly feel like peeing on a plant, you're probably a werewolf. Anyway. All right, well, let me borrow this book, because they're expensive to buy. And, let's see. I think. Oh, okay. Got very nervous there for a second. I think we were going to have this book. This is quite the cover. Um, yeah, number 10 in the series. It boasts 36 possible endings, as always. 35 of them I think we die in. And number 36, we get all the good fame and glory. This looks like this has seen better days. Let's see if we can get a little better in there. Wonderful color cover art. There you are with your big old chin. Big old Jay Leno chin. Well. Right on. Oh, this was withdrawn. I really appreciate internetarchive.org. I talk about them a lot. Free to sign up. If they have the book in available, you can digitally download it, or I should say digitally borrow it and read it. Reading's fundamental, at least that's what they tell me. But what happens is they're scanned. It's a whole archive of scanned books, and you get really great things like this. Let's see, from this high school library. I just, like, just love this stuff. Yep, that's all torn up. Ooh, this one has tape on it. Oh, this thing's seen better days. Yeah. Let's see. It was originally published in. Wow. All right. Second publishing was 1980. So. Yep. Blank page. If you're ready and you know it, drink your beer. All right. Let me get rid of this there. And it is done. It's done. Let us begin with the good old warning page. Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures in your search for the jewels of Nabooti. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or failure. The adventures you take are a result of your choice. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens next. Remember, think carefully before you make a move. Danger lurks at every turn. I'll be the judge of that. Let's see. That's page 1. For whatever reason, it's skipping to page 2. Alright. Here we go. Halfway through your summer vacation, you get an urgent telegram from your cousins, Peter and Lucy. Got a lot of cousins these days. Need your help finding the jewels of Nabooti. Fly to Boston at once. Bring passport. Danger. Be careful. Peter and Lucy. After reading the telegram several times, you are still puzzled. You remember the jewels, but who could forget them? The 2 diamonds shone like the sun's reflection off a glacier, and the 2 rubies were like the eyes of a jungle creature at night. Peter's father had bought them from a shopkeeper in Morocco many years ago. The shopkeeper had been nervous about the sale, but also anxious to get rid of the jewels. 2 days later, Peter's father had returned to the shop to ask more about the jewels, only to find the shop closed. A small sign on the door announced the sad and unfortunate death of the shopkeeper, Mr. Abdul said. Or is it Mr. Abdul Sayed? Okay. The same day, he received a letter at his hotel demanding the return of the jewels. The letter warned him that his life was in danger if he did not return them. Obviously, he ignored the letter, but he always hinted about the strange and mysterious powers the stones held. Peter and Lucy tell you the jewels are lost. What can you do to help your cousins find them? You pack your bags and leave your house in New Orleans to fly to Boston. All right, look. First of all, I've been to Boston and I've been to New Orleans. I'm going to stay in New Orleans. New Yorker speaking. You glance over your shoulder nervously, searching for followers. Peter and Lucy meet you at the airport. Peter says, there isn't much time. If you agree to help, take the plane to Paris tomorrow afternoon. From Paris, you'll fly to Morocco. You'll have to hurry. But Peter, you complain, I don't understand what this is all about. You will when you read this letter. Here. The jewels of Nabooti are 4 keys to the hidden wisdom and wealth of a secret African tribe. Those who have the jewels either enjoy health and fame, or they suffer agony beyond belief. The current owners of the jewels must guard against their being lost or stolen. They must wait to hand them over to the appointed messengers of Nabooti. Loss of the jewels could mean death, in capital letters. You're puzzled by the letter. Peter and Lucy try to reassure you, but the truth is that their lives have been threatened if they should continue to search for the jewels. They have asked you to search for the jewels because you are unknown to the thieves. You will be relatively safe as anyone can be on the trail of the jewels of Nabooti. And so, Lorraine Photography has joined the fray. What is up, my old friend? How are you? I always appreciate you coming through. I always appreciate seeing you. And it looks like, quite honestly, it might just be you and me tonight. But let's get this shindig underway with our first choice. If you agree to go on tomorrow's plane to Paris, select 1. If you demand more time, information, and extra help, press 2. More time. Press 2. Oh, snap. Stuff Y, how the hell are you, dude? It's like, it's almost like I was talking to you before. That is a tasty beverage. Tonight's beverage provided by Montauk Brewery. Uh, did not get an opportunity to re-up with Gun Hill. It was a whole thing with other half. It's anyway. Me, I'm okay. And yes, like Deja Vu. Deja Vu. That was a hell of a video game for the NES. I think it was made by the same people who made Shadowgate. One of my favorites. Shadowgate. Anyway, that's a wonderful split of 50-50. I think we should dive right in and go to Paris. So we're going to move on to page 4. Let the nightmare begin. Oh, yeah, Gun Hill is so good. Gun Hill is so good. I don't, you should contact them and see if they'll deliver down there to you. It might be too far for them, but worth a try. Page 4. Fasten your seatbelts, put your seat backs in an upright position, extinguish all smoke materials. This is old because you can smoke on an airplane. Flight 231 for Paris is now ready for takeoff. Ugh. Can't believe they used to smoke in those things. The steward explains about emergency procedures, but you listen with only half an ear, because the other half was taken off by Vader. That's a Vestlord joke, but he's nowhere around that punk. Then, there is the roar of the jet engines as the plane rushes down the runway and leaps into the air. Turning away from the small plane window, you notice that the person sitting next to you is doodling on a pad. Long, narrow fingers grasp the gold pen tightly. They are bloodless white. What is creepier still is that they have no nails. You sneak a closer look at the face and see eyes that reflect no light, a thin mouth showing no lines at the corners, and a closely shaven jaw. A mustache hides a scar that runs from the nostril to the corner of the mouth. Look down and you see the scribbles on the pad are diamond-shaped, and they spell out the word Nabooti. A shiver of fear races through you. This cannot be a coincidence. The person next to you certainly knows who you are. He, too, must be looking for the missing jewels. Ooh, and there is a wonderful drawing right there. Let's just get that in there. Doesn't say Nabooti on that page. Fatigue overcomes your fear, and you fall into a troubled sleep. When you waken, you are over the English Channel descending toward Paris. Would you care to share a taxi into Paris, my friend? The man next to you says. You started his words as though a knife were tickling the back of your neck. Why, I don't know. Where are you going? It is a pretty lame way to delay your answer, but you need to do some fast thinking. The stranger fixes you with an eerie stare and says, "We are searching for the same thing. I need your help, and you need mine." Cool. 4 pages in, and it is quite a weird journey already. I'm going to absolutely agree with you. That chin is ridiculous. I love this artist. I talk about this artist all the time, but he has an affinity for making large chins. So, our choices are, do we accept his offer for a cab ride, or do we make an excuse and refuse his help? Because this is very weird to begin with. Holy cow, dude, I realized I needed that much water. I apologize. Yeah. Little strange. Yeah, I mean, some of these drawings are super, super strange. But, fucking do it. Yeah, right. I mean, what else we got better to do, right? Except for, read a book and die on a Sunday night. Can I just say that my goatee is looking glorious right now? Look at this thing. That is something else. All right, we're going to accept the cab ride, go to page 10. Okay. Excuse me. A row of taxis meet you at the entrance to the airport. You and your strange companion jump in one and roar off to the center of Paris. The ride is fast and dangerous, not to be confused with Fast and Furious. Your driver doesn't seem to think that there are any rules to the road. Must be Vin Diesel. Then, you are standing on the sidewalk in front of a small cafe. Your companion motions to a waiter in the cafe. One moment, all is ready. The waiter scurries away, only to return a minute later with 2 glasses and a note asking you to meet a man named Malatoa, or Malatoa, at the table in the back of the restaurant. He is our contact here in Paris. Listen to what he says, but be careful. Watch the doors and the windows. Our enemies are about. Man, that's a lot of work. You mean to listen and be careful, or watch the windows? I can't do both. So, on to our next choice. Do we listen or do we be careful? No, I'm kidding. Our first choice is, let's see. Okay, if you take a seat on the left near the door, go to this page, left near door, or if you sit with your back to the wall, go to this page. This is a little overtly obvious as to what is probably about to happen next. So, I am just going to sit here and smile. Because if you've read enough books about the mafia or seen enough films about the mafia, you know what that's all about. So, just going to smile and nod. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Definitely think that's pretty smart. Righto. My bonuses while we're sitting here. Oh, actually. Oh, okay. All right. Looks like we're gonna sit with our back to the wall. And yes, we know what's up. We know it's about to go down, which is the opposite of what's up. Page 16. Page 16. All right. You you remember reading somewhere that it is safest if you sit with your back to the wall. That way, no one can sneak up on you from behind. The waiter hovers over your table for a minute, taking your order. Then, Malatoa appears. At least you assume that is Malatoa, and takes a seat next to you. He is a handsome man of about 25 years of age. There are tribal scars, rows of two rows of 3 lines each on his cheeks. The multicolored African shirt fits loosely over his frame. Getting intense. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. It is good that you came. Perhaps we can recover the lost jewels with each other's help. You nod in general agreement. But who exactly are you? Malatoa looks at you for a moment and then says, I am a prince of the ancient Nabooti tribe. We ruled in a large region of Africa for many, many years before Africa was taken by European countries. We were fair and just. The jewels are a powerful symbol of our leadership. They have magic powers. They can confuse the evildoers and stop the bad. We must have them back to continue our work. If you wish, you can meet my father, the king. here in Paris, or we can go now to the Ivory Coast, where my people are. Uh, yeah, this certainly is a weird one. It's off to a very weird start. So our next choice is uh, meet the father of Malatoa, or go to the Ivory Coast, because I feel like this was written by somebody who only knew of, you know, 4 places in Africa, and the Ivory Coast was one of them. But, you know, I like that they touched upon colonialism, because that's a very real thing. I'm not going to go into it, because it bothers me. But that's besides the point. Hey! Let me see something here. I'm going to make some quick adjustments once again. I apologize for any nausea this may induce. Oh no! That'll... yes, I did get a haircut. Thanks for noticing. I had a haircut, but I didn't shave. I don't know. I was walking by my barber. I saw that it was empty, so I just dove in there. All right, let's see. We're going to go to the Ivory Coast. Page 26. Page... Oh, digital slider. Will you no work? All right, fine. I will just do this. That was an early place for an ending. Page 26. Here we go. Thanks, buddy. You ain't half bad yourself. The Ivory Coast is a beautiful country in the most tropical region of Africa. Colonized by the French in the 19th century, it is now independent and relatively healthy in terms of its economy. You soon find in, oh boy, Abidjan, the capital of this West African country. Knowledge. You soon find yourself in Abidjan, the capital of the West African country. Come with me, my friend. Here in oh God, I just said it. Abidjan, you will be safe. All the people know of the jewels of Nabooti. We will be helped whenever we ask for it. This sort of feels like a Wakanda situation. Just as you enter the Grand Hotel, a siren shrieks, and both of you spin around to see a police car scream around the corner. It's headed right for the hotel. Only there is a problem. There is no one in it. It smashes into the hotel lobby and barely misses you and Malatoa. So, Abidjan. Abidjan. Okay. Thank you. Abidjan. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to get it wrong. And I'm just going to put saying next poll. So, do we believe it was an accident? Or do we believe it was intentional? There's a T in there. What just happened to us? Was it an accidental... Yeah. Was it an accident that this police car just rolled right into the hotel lobby and barely missed us? Or was it intentional? Man, water is good. A great meme that I saw. When I was a kid, I used to think soda was an adult drink. And when I was a teenager, I used to think alcohol was an adult drink. Now that I'm an adult, I know that water is an adult drink. Let's see. You had a little water today. I mean, I drink a ton of water. It's terrible how often I have to go to the bathroom. Man, oh man. All right. It was totally intentional because we're not dummies. Page 42. Hope you guys brought a towel. Page 42. Slider's not working. That bums me out. Whoa, that was a hell of a drawing. 43. 42. Ooh, Diet Coke, dude. I don't need to tell you that that's not good for you, but, you know, I am not your parent. Anyway, come here for the choose your own adventure. Stay for the life advice. Page 42. This was a phony accident if I ever saw one. Excuse me, if you ever saw one. Two policemen arrive and explain that it was a terrible mistake. The police driver stepped out of the car and forgot to put on the emergency brake, they say. They are embarrassed and they apologize for the accident. You are not satisfied with a quick explanation and apology. Something is wrong. You decide to examine the wrecked car. Go to the next page. You cross the lobby to the car and open up the car door. Pinned to the steering wheel is a note with your name on it, and it reads, "We won't give up. Go back where you belong." I feel that that's totally, totally necessary. We know why. There is a sign of two crosses at the bottom. You're not sure just what it means, but you are sure that it spells nothing good for you. This was certainly no accident. Suddenly, you are surrounded by police officers who claim that this police car was stolen only minutes before. One of them says, "The note is addressed to you. You must come with us to the police headquarters. Stealing an official car is serious business." You protest, but they refuse to listen to you. Off you go to the commissioner of police. Should you tell them about the lost jewels, or should you pretend to know nothing? You decide to come clean and tell the whole story. The chief of police listens politely to your story. He tells you that he, too, believes in the jewels of Nabooti, and that he will help you recover them. I want you to meet... Oh, man. These are some names. Now, if anybody listens to the Wave Back podcast with me and Chris, you'll understand we have a tough time pronouncing some names that are of Japanese descent. I especially, which is why I made Chris do it. These names are going to have some African descent, and I am going to butcher them terribly. So, I'm going to apologize in advance. I want you to meet Obesa Salon, an Ivorian from the northern jungles of the Ivory Coast. You will like this man. You setting us on a date? The police commissioner beckons to one of his aides. You shake hands with Obesa. Obesa offers some suggestions. Yeah, dramatic effect. Our next choice is between, oh God, you can consult a shaman. Whew, shaman. Or you can try to contact the Nabooti tribe direct. Let's see, Nabooti tribe direct. I got that direct line to Nabooti. Or you can search Abinja. I think I got it right that time. So we have three choices. We can consult the shaman. We can contact Nabooti, the Nabooti tribe directly, or we can search Abidjan. Yeah, Abidjan. A little more of this and I won't care how I'm pronouncing anything. Just how it goes. What is this drawing? Whoa, that's a dude smoking a hookah. But that has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. Yes. If you are just joining us, it's Stream Your Own Adventure, and I'm your host. Why does it say I'm away? That's weird. I'm right here. I'm online. I'm not away. I'm right here. I don't know. Let's see what we are voting. Oh, I love it. Let's just go see a shaman. Page 57. One has nothing to do with the other. We're going to totally do it. He's going to put a head shrinking spell on us or something. Page 57. You asked for it. You are adventurous, no doubt about that. A shaman is another word for witch doctor. You and Obessa rent an old Land Rover and drive out of the city. Within 3 kilometers of Abidjan, the road turns to the deep, red clay-like earth so characteristic of equatorial Africa. Okay, really big words for a 10-year-old. Huge trees, some over 30 meters in height, give shade to the road. Road not the best, but we will be there by nightfall. Want some papaya juice? It is Obessa talking. You shake your head, then change your mind and accept this cup of the sweet, odd-tasting juice. The Land Rover bumps along, and finally you arrive at a small village. There are 23 circular huts of roughly the same size. They surround a slightly larger hut. It is to this large hut that you and Obessa head. Page 59. Ooh, got a feeling that's what we're seeing. Let's see. Yep. So, I'm just going to show you the picture for the next page. And if I'm not mistaken, those are some chicken bones on the floor. As we're reading, chicken bones. You have to stoop to enter, You have to stoop to enter, period. Sitting in the darkness is an old man. He is dressed in a simple, worn khaki shirt and shorts. He is barefoot. Come in, sit down. The old man does not even look up at you. His eyes are closed. I have been waiting for you. He hands you a black cup with 6 chicken bones in it, 2 parrot feathers, and the tooth of a hyena. Throw these on the floor. You do as he commands, and the bones, feather, and tooth form a pattern that is barely discernible in the dim light. Excuse me. He opens his eyes and studies the pattern of the objects, then says, The mountains of the moon bear the secret, not moon bear. The mountains of the moon bear the secret of your search, but so too do the upper waters of the great Zaire River. Look for the sign of the snake and the mask of the crocodile. Then he closes his eyes and leans back in a trance. So, our next choice, Eep, is exactly right. Our next choice, this, by the way, poor man's Indiana Jones. Let's see. Do we go to the mountains of the moon? Or do we travel to the headwaters of the Zaire River? Again, author knew 6 places in Africa, and he's going to use them all. Ay, ay, ay. As always, cheers. And I'm going to kick back over here. Yep. While we do that, let's see. Yeah, while we do that, I'm going to do this. There's a lot of activity on Discord today. Speaking of Discord, if you have it, you should totally join the Geek Aid channel stream. There you can get involved in conversations with some of your favorite podcasters like me and Chris for the Wave Back. Vestlord has his own channel where he says weird things because he's just a weird guy. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, just a bunch of stuff over there. As always, right above my head is all our social media stuff. So if you're not following, you should totally follow. Boom. And if you're already here, you're probably already following the Stream Your Own Adventure Facebook page. But if you're not, go ahead and do that. Post a video to kind of remind you. And to say today, I got a little silly with a houseplant. We are going to go to the Mountains of the Moon because that sounds awesome. Page 70. Whoops, that's way too far. Got a little overzealous with my scrolling. Scroll. I can't believe I just did that. I hate that song. Alright, anyway. Your legs feel rubbery as you walk down the stairs from the plane. What? That doesn't feel right. Hang on a second, guys. Wow. Read the plane got hijacked. Okay. Let's see. Did what? Got weird with the houseplant? Yep. Let's see. We wanted the shaman, so page 57. Sorry, I kind of screwed myself up here. Page 57. Yep. 58, 59, 79. I was way wrong. Samsonite. I was way wrong. Alright. Whoa, that's creepy. Okay. The Mountains of the Moon are in the Ruwenzori mountain chain. These high peaks are snow-covered, a truly rare sight in tropical Africa. You and Obessa travel by plane, truck, and finally foot until you stand at the base of the highest peak in the Ruwenzori, highest peak in the Ruwenzori, sorry. The tropical rain forest is brilliant. Why did I say like Christopher Walken? The tropical rainforest is brilliant, shining green, and the flowering plants flash yellow and red. Giant ferns and huge plants surround you and Obessa. You have heard that there is a guide service to the peaks of the Mountains of the Moon. But when you reach the small wooden hut with the rusty metal roof, there's no one there. On a wooden table inside the hut is a map of the main peaks showing routes and several overnight huts. One is marked in red. Underneath it is a crude line drawing of 4 jewels. You look at each other. A rat scurries across the earthen floor of the hut. Far off, there is the sound of drums. The beat is steady, rich, and almost hypnotic. You decide to wait for a guide. Turn to page 98. Turn down for what, indeed? I got it. And it was funny because I like that song. Me. Ugh, alright. Page 98. The afternoon shadows soon fall across the small glade. It is dark underneath the giant ferns and trees. The drums have not ceased. Occasionally you hear the sounds of birds and other animals. Oh, Bessa, I don't like this. I mean, what are we doing here? We don't even know what we're looking for. Oh, Bessa turns, stares at the darkening jungle and says, "It is too early to tell." You point to the map on the table and the drawing of the jewels. Okay, so we head there. But what then? I mean, way up in the mountains? Look, the place is marked at 14,000 foot, marked at the 14,000 foot level. He agrees. And the two of you choose ice axes, ropes, packs, and crampons. Crampons? Okay. Crampons from the supply stacked in the corner of the room. How weird to have to prepare for an alpine climb in Africa. You trudge off, following the path through the ferns. The crampons clank in the pack. The rope feels heavy on your shoulder. After an hour, you notice the ferns are gone and scrub brush dots the landscape. Rocks and cliffs soar in front of you. The trail changes to rocks. You must scramble up. Then you are on a cliff. You and Oabessa inch up the face, roped together. This is going to be difficult. Ah, crampons are ice spikes for boots. Thank you for that, because I have never encountered that word in my life, and you could totally tell because of my reaction. Wear your heart on this sleeve, you say. Nah. I hate these old exclamations. Yowie, you slip! Knuckles smash against rough rock. Blood bubbles to the surface. The rope attached to Oabessa tauntens, stretches, and holds. You are safe. You huddle against the rock face, catching your breath. You page 100. Oh, and there you are, falling off a cliff. That's what just happened to us. Yeah, dumbass. All right, page 100. Yeah, no, I understand those. They kind of clip on. I don't know. I've seen Cliffhanger with Stallone. No, I haven't. Looks terrible. Later, you leave the rock face, cross snow fields. You just get up and go. Anyway, cross snow fields, climb steeply. The sun beats down on you. It reflects on the snow and almost blinds you. You have no sunglasses. Then you see it. It is a small mountain hut made of aluminum. It's an emergency shelter, but across the doorway are 3 chicken bones and 2 dead mice. Oabessa screams, "Stop! Don't touch that! This is magic. It is a curse and a warning. It means it is death to enter." Oh, and that's weird. How did you know we had till 10:07? Oh, yeah, because it's on the top of the... Yeah. Again, for whatever reason, this is a book that... I mean, well, there was only one scanned copy of it. I guess if I looked up the re-release, which is the Lost Jewels period, I might have found more copies of it, but if I can get the original, it's better, in my opinion. But anyway, our next choices are do something stupid or do something stupider. Let's see. Ignore the warning and go into the hut, or heed the warning and don't go in the hut. Have a really sneaking suspicion as to what you guys are going to want me to do. Really, that is not what I was going to guess. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. There's totally a drawing of the rat and the chicken bones. This is way funny to me. Let me get that in. Yeah. Ooh. There's a struggle. Ugh. Excuse me. Oh, really? All right. Well, we're going to heed the warning. Page 113. That's a first. That's certainly a first. 113. 113. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Obessa says, "This is not good. A curse like this means that we are still being followed. One of us will go for help, and one of us will stay here." You hesitate, but finally agree. With the flip of a coin, you decide who stays watch, and who goes down for help. You win. You go down the mountain, but you slip on an ice pitch and tumble into a deep crevasse. There is no way out. Obessa sits alone, keeping guard over the jewels of Nabooti. The end. That was one of the strangest endings. It all happened so quickly. And here we are. Ugh. I am almost done with this though, and I cannot wait because I hate vodka. Yes, stuff why? Wait, what is the answer? Or the question? I don't know. Anyway, here's to y'all. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is still terrible. So, that happened. I got nothing. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, really. Why can't I just want to go back to the beginning? There we go. We are in fact going to reset as our Nightbot has posted itself. That's a lie. Stuff Y does it, and I appreciate him for it. Yeah. Uh, I'm just so confused. Sometimes I just don't get these books. They get so like in depth with certain things, and then you get to something like that ending, and it's like in depth, in depth, in depth. You're dead. Like no lead up, no whatever, just dead. But you know they were written for 10 and 11-year-olds, so anything. Yeah, like they run out of pages. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's start again. Halfway through your summer vacation, when you get an urgent telegram. Why a telegram? Telegram from your cousins Peter and Lucy. Need your help finding the jewels of Nabooti. Fly to Boston at once. Bring a passport. Danger. Be careful. Peter and Lucy. After reading the telegram several times, you are still puzzled. You remember the jewels. Who could forget them? The 2 diamonds shone like the sun's reflection off a glacier, and the 2 rubies were like the eyes of a jungle creature at night. Peter's father had bought them from a shopkeeper in Morocco many years ago. The shopkeeper had been nervous about the sale, but also anxious to get rid of the jewels. 2 days later, Peter's father had returned to the shop to ask more about the jewels, only to find the shop closed. A small sign on the door announced the sad and unfortunate death of the shopkeeper, Mr. Abdul Sayad. Or said. I don't know. It's spelled the same way. The same day, he received a letter at his hotel, demanding the return of the jewels. The letter warned him that his life was in danger if he did not return them. Obviously, he ignored the letter, but he always hinted about the strange and mysterious power the stones held. Peter and Lucy tell you the jewels are lost. What can you do to help your cousins find them? You pack your bags and leave your house in New Orleans and fly to Boston. You glance over your shoulder nervously searching for followers. Peter and Lucy meet you at the airport. Peter says, "There isn't much time. If you agree to help, take the next plane to Paris tomorrow afternoon. From Paris, you'll fly to Morocco. You'll have to hurry." "But Peter," you complain, "I don't understand what this is all about." "You will when you read this letter," he says. The jewels of Nabooti are 4 keys to hidden wisdom and wealth of a secret African tribe. Those who have the jewels either enjoy health and fame, or they suffer agony beyond belief. The current owners of the jewels must guard against their being lost or stolen. They must wait to hand them over to the appointed messenger of Nabooti. Loss of the jewels could mean death. Again, still in capital letters. You were puzzled by the letter. Peter and Lucy try to reassure you, but the truth is that their lives have been threatened if they should continue to search for the jewels. They've asked you to continue for the jewels because you are unknown to the thieves. You will be relatively safe as nobody can be on the excuse me. You will be relatively safe as anybody can be on the trail of the jewels of Nabooti. So, two excellent points that I will get to in a moment. Once again, we start with our first choice, and that is to hop the plane to Paris, or let's see, um, stall for help. So basically, if you agree to go on tomorrow's plane to Paris, first choice. If you demand more time, information, and extra help, the second choice. So yes, last week's book was uh, a strange journey, very strange journey. If you missed that episode, you should. It's in the videos section. Totally go back and watch that. Why were the jewels on sale to begin with? No, you didn't miss that, because if you missed it, we missed it. No idea. Like, if they're part of some ancient African um, tribe, part of their folklore and stuff, why do they end up in Morocco on sale? How does that happen? Like an episode of Hoarders or something? I don't know. It's, it, you know, I've learned to make fun of these books, but not ask questions because, quite frankly, I'll go mad. And we're going to Paris. Fasten your seatbelts, put your seat backs in an upright position, extinguish all smoking materials. Flight 231 for Paris is now ready for takeoff. The steward explains about emergency procedures, but you listen with only half an ear. Then there is a roar of the jets as the plane rushes down the runway and leaps into the air. Turning away from the small plane window, you notice the person sitting next to you is doodling on a pad. Long, narrow fingers grasp the gold pen tightly. They are bloodless white. What is creepier still is that they have no nails. You sneak a closer look at the face and see eyes that reflect no light, a thin mouth showing no lines at its corners, and a closely shaven jaw. A mustache hides a scar that runs from the nostril to the corner of the mouth. You look down and you see the scribbles on the pad are diamond shaped. They seem to spell out the word Nabooti. Shiver of fear races through you. This cannot be a coincidence. The person next to you certainly knows who you are. He too must be looking for the missing jewels. And that dude is so weird looking. But he's... never mind. Fatigue overcomes fear, and you fall into a troubled sleep. When you waken, you are over the English Channel descending into Paris. Would you care to share a taxi into Paris, my friend? It is the man next to you. You start at his words as though a knife were tickling the back of your neck. Why, I don't know. Where are you going? It's a pretty lame way to delay your answer, but you need to do some fast thinking. The stranger fixes you with an eerie stare and says, "We are searching for the same thing. I need your help, and you need mine." So we come to our next choice. Is it gonna be the cab ride with the weirdo, or are we going to refuse his help? While making up excuses, apparently. I don't write these things, I just read them. Speaking of, one has nothing to do with the other. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes the characters are colorful, sometimes they're just outright weird. And I get it, it's for 10 or 11-year-olds, but I don't know. I guess maybe when you read as much as I do and you've read as many of these books as I have so far, you kind of want to say like, you can do better than that. Go back. Just zhuzh it up a bit. Let's see where we're at with the poll here. Cool. All right. Appreciate us going down a different path. By the way, I keep reading the word jewels, and all it makes me think is run the jewels, and I just have to do that once. Like, Love Run the Jewels. If you're a Run the Jewels fan, you know what's up. Page 11 to refuse his help because this dude's weird. There we go. A large crowd gives you the perfect opportunity to escape. Deciding to avoid your companion, you duck into a phone booth. You see, kids, back in the day, we used to not have cellular. The crowd swirls around you and he is gone. Slowly, you open the door, look cautiously around, and step out onto the airport waiting room floor. There's a tap on your shoulder. You spin around. Standing there is a woman and a midget. Come with us. We're going to help you with the jewels of Nabooti. How does everybody know about this? Do you have a sign on your face that says, help me with the lost jewels of Nabooti? Too much. No matter where you go, they are after you. Is there no escape? Okay, what is it? What do you know? She looks at you and then says, there is a private jet waiting over in the hangar. It will take you to Morocco. Here's your identification. She hands you a small sliver of ivory with this design on it. See if I can get that in there. Can you see that? I know it probably almost looks like a swastika, but it's actually more of a tic-tac-toe board. Whoever sees it will give you help. Good luck. The midget grins in an evil way. His hand grips a small knife with a narrow blade. Oh, boy. Just, anyway. Alright. So our next choice. Do we go to the waiting jet? Or, if you tell them that there must be some mistake and drift off into a crowd. Mistake and drift. That will soon replace Netflix and chill. Yes, stuff why? Is there a problem? Because I can only imagine what it is that you found that I might have missed. Unless, of course, we're on the same page, pun intended, because we're reading books. Ah. See. Alright, Vestlord. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, right. Midgets, knives, and swastikas. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, take your pick. What do we want to talk about first? Let's see what's happening in the poll. Going to Morocco in this wacky jet that's been waiting for us, page 17. Unfortunately, there was no drawing of the woman or the midget, which I find deeply upsetting because I mean, okay, so it's really hard to, put the drawings up and they get the camera doesn't focus well enough. It just imagine it as but two of the lines were like S's, which I guess could be construed as SS, and then we're right back to square one. I'm just going to go to page 17. A beautiful and unusual jet sits in readiness at the private air terminal. It has silver and yellow wings and a bright red body. You are met by two large men in business suits. Follow us. Be quiet. There's no opportunity for hesitation or argument. The passenger area is small and crowded. The two men sit next to each other and face you. Alpha Omega 234 cleared for takeoff. It is a control tower speaking. Then you are up and away. Paris below looks like a small town and even a play city in a sandbox. Across the Pyrenees over Spain, then the coast of Africa, looms under you. Puffs of smoke from the wheels hitting the runway at almost 150 miles per hour announce your arrival in Morocco. I'll give you one thing. Almost 150 miles per hour announce your arrival. That's a pretty good one. No one has said a word. You know no more than when you left Boston, except that quite a few people are on your trail. There are no friendly faces. There is no escape. Page 29. Ooh, boy. Ooh, this sounds sexy. A black Mercedes limousine pulls up to the jet. A powerfully built man in a flowing robe called, wow, I don't actually know how to say this word. Mostly because it's cultural, and I've just never come across it. Uh, Jelaba? I'm going to put it in the chat if somebody wants to be as so dope as to uh, give me the pronunciation of it. That would be excellent, because I want to know, and I also don't want to be culturally insensitive. Um, anyway, in a flowing robe, stands by the car holding the door open. You are moved along with little or no choice to escape, or even to ask what is going on. Ugh. Excuse me. How strange it is that no one talks to you. Maybe this is their plan to make you nervous. If it is, they are succeeding brilliantly. It is like waiting in a doctor's office to be called in for your appointment. The minutes seem to be unreal and painfully long. When you open your mouth to speak, you find that no words come out. Tires screech on sandy corners. The car speeds towards town, past rolling hills filled with brilliant yellow, blue, and red flowers. You catch a glimpse of the turquoise sea from a hilltop. Soon you are in the middle of Tangiers. Alongside modern cars, buildings, and people in Western clothes are donkeys, hand-drawn carts, and people wearing the ancient robes and colorful costumes of North Africa. When will someone talk to you? This is maddening. The limousine threads its way through narrow streets. Then it stops in the shadow of the wall of Medina, the great walled inner city of Tangiers, with its winding streets, dark tunnel-like paths, and exotic sounds and smell. The two of you start off on foot. Jelubaz. Jelubaz? Jelubaz. Thank you, buddy. I really, really appreciate that. Oh, page 30. The driver points to a small opening in the Medina wall. A blind woman sits by the opening begging. When you walk by her, she spits at your feet. You jump back in disgust, but the driver just keeps pushing you. Very quickly, here's a drawing of that woman and the door. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that, but you get the idea. In your pocket is a small wooden identification. Oop, sorry guys. It is 10:07. And borrow that one more time. Borrow it again. Thank you. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, Jesus Christmas. All right. In your pocket is the small ivory identification piece, because that was a weird place to, yeah. Given you in Paris as a sign that can be used to get help. You stop abruptly and pretend to tie your shoe. The ivory piece will bring you help. How badly do you need help now? Should you give the token to the blind woman, or should you save it until later? This is an interesting choice. Do we give to blind woman, that is to say the ivory piece, or hold on for later? Okay, great, thanks. Okay. I guess this drawing is of you. Oh wait, hang on a second. There it is. That's a nice full drawing. Little gatefold 2-pager. Yeah, too hard to focus, but you get the idea. Alright. Ivory piece, what are we going to do with it? Stick it up our... Let's see. Ooh, 50-50 split all of a sudden. The room's divided. Nah, not really. Kind of hard to divide a room when there's two people in it. Right? That sounded bitter. Wasn't intentional. It's a 50-50 split. I'd say we give it to the blind woman. Let's see what happens. Page 45. 31. Page 45. Yeah, good old page 45. Yeah. Yeah, this is the blind woman. And she does totally look like a witch. I there's a lot of stereotypes in these books. If you haven't noticed by now, unless you're a woolly mammoth, you're just getting stereotyped, I suppose. That being said, your instinct tells you that you should give the ivory piece to the beggar woman. You drop it into her outstretched hand. The moment the ivory piece is in her hand, she leaps to her feet, yelling in a high-pitched scream, which I am not going to do. Hey, there. That brings two short, wiry men in hooded robes out of the small door in the wall. One of them shouts in English, "We are your friends, follow us." The other man wrestles with the huge man who drove the limousine. And he taught in a jug of milk. Oh, that random ass jug of milk. God. For a moment, you half decide to run alone, and then you go with them through dark tunnels and streets deep into Medina. You haven't the faintest idea where you are or what is going on. The ivory piece seems to have a strange and powerful effect on these people. In here, it is your new guide speaking. Seated at a small table is an old man with white hair and beard. He is smoking from a water pipe. Rugs are everywhere. Water pipe is hookah. Or a bong. He's smoking from a bong. Dude, he's been waiting for you for like ever, man. Hanging on the walls, rolled up and stacked into piles. Could this be the rug merchant that Peter and Lucy talked about? When? When the hell did they talk about? That never happened to us. Must have been that other Peter and Lucy. Sit down. Do not be frightened. You sit. We have followed your trip from Boston. We know who you are, and we want the jewels. Now give them to us. Ooh, that was a bad idea. But I don't have the jewels, you protest. The old man rises and looks sharply at you. Look in the pocket of your coat. You obey him and begin to fumble in the coat pocket. Now, why would they give us this choice? And I'm not going to say, I have to say it, obviously. This is like some weird D&D moment. Did we just find the jewels in our pocket? Or did we not find the jewels in our pocket? Like, what? What kind of choice is that? Why? You're giving me too much power. If I had the jewels the whole time, like, he was inside of us the whole time, why? I'm just gonna drink. I can't. I don't know. Why would we have the jewels? How do they end up in our pocket? Makes no sense. But it doesn't seem like you guys care. That makes me laugh a lot. Jug of milk, man. What's up with that jug of milk? I desperately need more water. Are we talking about the same stones or kidney stones? Because keep drinking that Diet Coke, brother. Alright, looks like we had the jewels on us the whole time. Page 63. That was a picture that looked like I got shot in the face. 63, 63. Going to page 63. Talk about the fifth element. Oh, ooh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Figure out how to use the seashells? Page 63. In giant letters, it just says, Incredible! There in the coat pocket are the jewels of Nabooti. How did they get there? Who put them there? But that is not important. There they are, bright, incredible, powerful, mysterious. The old man smiles, takes them from your hand before you can do a thing, and says, You have done well in returning the jewels of Nabooti to their rightful owners. Blessings will befall you. Your life will be rich with friends and adventure. Do not wonder how they came to you. It is all in the magic of the jewels. You were their messenger and helper. We thank you. As the old man speaks, you see him change form. He becomes younger, taller, and glows with a gentle gold radiance. You did the right thing. He is the king, the leader, the source of good. The end. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell. This book this book is it's all been downhill. No, this is a strange one. I mean, okay, they're all strange. We can all kind of agree. Lorraine Photography's been here since day one. I appreciate it, but she can attest that all these books are just weird. Um, and that happened. That just like I'm. I I couldn't agree with you more. Stuff. Why? You know what? I already forgot what page that was. Damn it. Page 63. That's way full. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Page 63. I see something here. I'm gonna pretend we didn't have the jewels in our pocket. Oh no, that didn't work out well. Let me see. Let me find that page. Da 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 da. Let's see. No. Wow. If you accept the offer of a weapon. Okay. So page 64 is going to be us not having the jewels. I'm just so curious. Okay. I'm just so curious what happens. You want to? Okay. Page 96. You want to know what's on page 96? I'll give you page 96. Because I don't know that I can read this again. Page 96. Did you want me just to read the whole page 96? Like, because I can do that. Because clearly nothing matters anymore. The jewels run us the whole time. All right, wait. So if the jewels magically appeared in our pocket, why couldn't they then just magically make the jewels appear to whomever it was from the Nabooti tribe that needed them? Sometimes you gotta ask questions, and sometimes you gotta remember not to. Page 96, as per request by Stuff Y. I must go with you. I bring no bad luck. Give me another chance. You stand there waiting for his reply. I'm afraid of the spirits who fight against us. You must prove that you are not a spy, an informer, an enemy. Suddenly, the snow song pops in your head. It is not easy to prove anything, especially that you are his friend and not his enemy. What do you suggest, Malatoa? I'm going to assume that this has to do with the storyline where you went into the cursed house. He thinks for a while and says, I will give you 2 tasks to perform. You choose which one you want. Your choice will reveal who you really are. Yeah, the blind woman. Then Malatoa draws from his pocket a piece of paper folded neatly and carefully. He unfolds it and points to it. Task 1 involves the removal of a certain object from a bank safe. He points to the paper. It is simple, but perhaps dangerous. You look at the paper. It is a map showing an underground tunnel leading to a large building. An X marks a row of vaults in the basement. Does he want you to effing rob a bank? Yeah, when she screamed, they magically appeared in your coat pocket. I don't know. You say nothing. Task 2 involves helping out one of our men to escape. His name is Ramolt, and he is wanted all over Europe. We have him concealed in a secret hideout. If you accept this task, you will lead him along a dangerous escape route. Your life will be threatened as well, but if you succeed, you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. So, that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know if I was ready for this book. I thought I knew what we were getting into, and I was way wrong. But, excuse me, if I may point out, that seems kind of the central theme of all these books. You think you know what you're getting into. And they give you, oh man, left of center isn't even the word I would use. Yeah. This book is writing checks that my brain can't cash. I don't know if it's been a long day. I don't know if I haven't gotten enough sleep. I don't know if that vodka is really knocking me on my ass. This book was just, I don't know. This book was just strange. It certainly wasn't like some of the other ones that seemed to be fairly straightforward. Last week's book was definitely not like any other. One of the few times where the central story stayed the same no matter which direction you went. Yeah, I got nothing, man. I don't know. I want to know, though. I do want to know what happens if we didn't have the jewels in our pocket. Let's see, page 64. I'm very, very curious about this. What? That is a drawing. Yeah, it really is a bizarre book. Frantically, you search through your pockets, but nothing is there. The old man grows angry, stamps on the floor, shouts and curses, and scuttles from the room. You are alone. Free to go? That wasn't a question. Free to go. But where do you go? When you leave the shop, you are lost in the maze of streets, alleys, and tunnel-like paths in the inner city of Tangiers. Who lurks out there? What awaits you? The end. It's a forever stamp on the floor. I have a bunch of them right there. So that's another ending. I don't know. I feel like I should apologize for this book, but I didn't write it. But you did come here, and I guess I did waste your time, so I'll apologize for that. But I mean, really, what better are you doing on Sunday night at 9 to 10 p.m.? Exactly what I'm doing. Nothing. I think I'm going to call it because my brain hurts too much. There's really nothing else no, I can't. I think 10 books in, I'm broken. 10 books in, 174 to go. Dear Lord, what have I gotten myself into? Anyway, that being said, as always, I appreciate you guys dropping in, checking me out, checking out what we do around here. I have a ton of fun, as much as, or rather, as confusing as some of this stuff can be. I hope you enjoy yourselves as well. As always, above me is all the stuff for Geekade, all our social medias and things like that. I actually do have an announcement, and I will be continuously announcing this until we get to it. Last week, I spoke about the Pitathon. I spoke about how didn't have any hard details, but I can officially say I have some hard details. So, that being said, August 22nd and 23rd, which I am going to assume is a Saturday and Sunday combo, Geek Aid and all its wonderful staff members who are able to do so will be streaming for 24 hours straight in an attempt to raise money, as we do every year, for colorectal cancer. The money goes to the Colorectal Cancer Alliance. I think this year, if we match what we've made over the years, we will have officially broken $25,000 donated over the last 4 or 5 years. So if we can match what we've done the previous years, we will have donated $25,000 to a great cause. That being said, I am streaming. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing yet. This could be a lot of fun. This could be a nightmare. I don't know. I have no idea what I've signed up for, but it's going to be great. Vestlord's going to be doing, Nintendo Dude NJ is going to be doing, I believe, our good friend Lara Craft 13 is going to be doing. So, and then we have other streamers that are not part of the Geekade affiliation, but will be working with us to help do this because of the social distancing and things like that. So every week I'm going to bring it up. August 22nd and 23rd, colorectal cancer, pain in the assathon. Watch us play some really hard games that we've obviously deemed pains in the asses. Yeah, that's the big news. Anyway, next week, join me and my chat full of nutbags as we read Mystery of the Maya. It is also written by R.A. Montgomery, who wrote today's. I hope it is not as disappointing as today's was. Book 11 in a series of 184. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, and I am 10 into that journey. I appreciate you all being here. While I do this, I hope you find it fun. I have a blast. That being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, full moon, beware, be safe, have a good week. I'll catch you next Sunday.